Hey, welcome back to Marketing Reef. I'm your host, Karen Barton, and today I'm joined by Chantal Girardi, who's a Facebook business coach and strategist, and Liz Campbell, the word stylist and content writer. Hello, ladies. Welcome to the show.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having us.
Awesome to see you. Now, today we are talking specifically about we've done a lot of shows now for business owners on various marketing tools, but today we're talking specifically about Facebook, and particularly with Facebook free tools that you can use to generate leads through Facebook. So first off, I'll just let the ladies share some information about who they are and what they do and where they are, just in case you're not familiar with Liz and Chantal. Chantal, do you want to just introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Chantal Girardi, and I'm a Facebook strategist. So I empower business owners with the skills and strategy to successfully manage their own Facebook profiles, not just to get likes, engagement, and shares, but to actually generate income. So incredibly passionate about it, passionate about helping business owners generate free leads and working with business owners who don't have a marketing budget and really need to invest in themselves to be able to get a paying result from Facebook.
Absolutely, for sure. So I'll just let you come in on that, Liz, and introduce yourself and what you do and where you are.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Liz Campbell, the word stylist, and I help business owners write online content that rocks and gets results. So, and you're going to hear some great stuff from us today, especially can't wait to hear from Chantal. What we specifically do is teach people and write for people on actually like getting the result that they're wanting from their content. And a lot of people tell me that they don't know how to write, or they're not getting the results or a return on investment. And all the stuff that we do is free. So we do a lot of free marketing through Facebook and other social, and we get really good results from it. And it just will come down to the way that you're writing and what you're sharing out there. So I've got a few tips to share with you today around content writing, but also some of that I had to think about how we actually get our sales from social media. And so I just want to share a couple of things that we do, we know that work when it comes to actually getting a result.
Sure, awesome. It is going to be a good show because a lot of folk out there are just starting out in business, or they don't have a lot of money to spend. So today we're going to help these people to have a better knowledge of some of the things that you don't have to spend a penny. Obviously, it's going to take you time, which is time is money, right? But it means you're not having to, pay for things. It's kind of things you can do in your own space, in your own time, without putting your hands in your pockets, which is awesome. So talk us through, Chantal, first off, talk us through a few things that you think, being a business coach and a business strategist on Facebook. You're on there all the time. You're helping people all the time on there. Tell us a little bit about what you can do to help people understand some of the freebies that you can do on Facebook.
Yeah, sure. Well, firstly, I always start with the 8 fundamentals of Facebook. So there's 8 things that I believe that every person should work through, and it's something that I work through with all my clients. And if they can get these 8 things right, it's really going to help them lay the foundations for them to be able to use the free Facebook marketing capabilities. So number 1 is, and it's the most important one really, is knowing who you are and what you're actually wanting to achieve. Because if you don't know who you are and what you're wanting to achieve, there can be some mixed messaging on Facebook. So people don't know when they're building a relationship with someone who you are. So understanding and getting that concept right, I find, is the primary thing, which helps you initially when you're starting out. Number 2 is your business branding. So what do you actually do? So many people come and, if you're going to be writing content, well, what are you writing content about? What is it that you do? Who is your ideal client? What is it? What problem is it that you're solving? What is your niche? And you need to be quite clear on that, because once again, if you have mixed messaging on Facebook, people just, there's so much noise on Facebook. So if you don't know what you're doing, people, if you don't know what you're doing, people aren't going to know what you do, and they're not going to know what to do either. So they're generally not going to take action. And number 3, I say, is stalk your competitors. So make sure that you go out there, have a look at who's doing what you're doing, monitor what you're doing, not so that you can copy them, but so that you can actually look at ways that you can stand out. So whatever they're doing, you can look at what you do and what you do potentially better than them, and make sure that you bring that to the forefront on Facebook. Number 4 is branding consistency. So when I talk about this, I'm not just talking about your graphics and your fonts and your colors, because yes, they do need to be consistent so that you're memorable. But, and I'm sure Elizabeth will agree with me on this one, but it's your key messaging. So once you're clear in your key messaging on what it is that you do, your points of difference, your unique selling point, and you know what these key messages are, you can create content around that. And it becomes memorable, as I said. You become memorable and you stand out, connect with it. Number 5 is having a strategic plan, because like you said, time's important and people don't want to go on and just spend hours and hours and not generate results. I don't mind being on Facebook because I generate results. So I'm happy to spend that time. And it excites me because I'm helping more people. So having a strategic plan so that you don't waste time, so that you invest in yourself, in your own skills, you have a plan, you get on, you follow it, it generates the result, and you're happy. Number 6 is R&R, which is review and response. So many people go and they do stuff and they spit stuff out, but they never go back and they never review their results, and they never go and respond to their clients. And then they don't build the relationships that they're supposed to be building. Number 7 is get them off Facebook. So believe it or not, I love Facebook. Off Facebook.
Don't tell everybody.
You've got to build a database, and you've got to get them onto the phone call. You've got to get them onto your email database, and you've got to get them off as soon as you can. Because if you keep them on Facebook, they're going to fluff around and go somewhere else.
Yes.
And number 8 is be professional. So you have to have a professional online presence. You've got to follow the etiquette. There is etiquette to follow. And you've just got to make sure that if you're going to be online, that everything that you do is professional. So those are my 8 fundamentals to have a successful Facebook foundation.
Awesome. And it is good to have a structure like such, isn't it? Because it keeps you focused. It kind of keeps you to task, doesn't it? It says, look, I'm not just endlessly spending hours and hours and hours of my time on it for nothing. There's a process, there's a structure, there's a method to this madness. Awesome. Well, that's awesome. So within that, obviously the copy is important. What you put out there on Facebook is important, and that's where we come to you, Liz, because you are master of art with the content. So tell us a little bit about the content and what we might be getting wrong, and actually what we could do better with the content to entertain or inspire or educate or whatever it is we're trying to achieve on there. Tell us a bit more.
Yeah, well, thank you. And you're right, I love words. They're my absolute, passion. They're the reason that I get up in the morning. We get the most beautiful comments from people about our words. Mostly people will say, we just have such a way with words. And other people will get really weirded out by that because they don't have a way with words. But it's actually a really easy thing to get. And Chantal, that was such an amazing list of 8 things. I was taking mental notes, and I can't wait to go back and listen to the recording. So when it comes to content, you're right, you do need to understand your message, and you do need to be consistent online. And a lot of the time I get asked, well, what am I supposed to put out there? What am I supposed to write? And that's one of the big things that gets in people's way. And the other big thing is that because they're not getting a result, they are spending so much time on Facebook or the socials or online or wherever it is, then they start to doubt it. But if you follow Chantal's tips, and then you follow these tips that I'm going to give you, the content that you're actually creating becomes less about sales and selling and more about relationships and building that connection. And the reason that you need to be consistent on social or online is that because Chantal was right, there's so much noise, there's so many people saying, do this, do that, do this, do that. It gets very confusing and overwhelming. Just know the things that work and practice those, and be online just very consistently putting out the same messages, putting out the same content. People will start to get in touch with you, and that's the thing that happens with us all the time. So one of the best tips I can give you around creating the content is that the only content I create is what I call rock content, ROC. So you're 100% rule of content is this, right? So this is how you work out what you put out there. I always do 30% business posts. So 30% about what's happening in my business. What am I doing? Where am I going? Like, we're at an expo, I'll do a post on that. We are like in growth mode at the moment, so I'll do some posts around that. I'm actually getting ready to go traveling, so we're resetting the business so that I can just pick up my laptop and it comes with me. It's actually a little bit more than what I thought that would be. So we've got like 3 months. So, like, I'm putting out some of that content, but I can't put out heaps of that content because that will bore people, right? So then I put out 30% lifestyle content. So that is around, like, me and my husband and what we're doing and my team and what they're up to and, other things. I'm hanging out with my family, and that's the connector bit, like the lifestyle component of your content, say the personal aspect of you sharing some family photos, selfies, personal photos, like you out doing things, doing some lives, showing people where you're at, all of that. That's the bit that connects people. That's where they go, oh, that's so awesome. I would love to go traveling, or oh, I love hanging out with my family. Oh, look how cute that little kid is. Or look at that puppy. And that really hits home at the heartstrings. And that's what them in. And then when you come out with a business post, they go, oh, okay, so she's doing that and that. And they start to put this little puzzle together in their minds. Now, they don't realise that they're doing it. And we don't realise that we're doing it. We do it subconsciously. So
and can I just stop you there, Liz, and just say, would you do that on your profile and page, or either or both?
All. So all socials I do that. Yep. And I find that you'll see that the personal posts you put out will get way more organic reach, way more likes, way more shares, way more comments, all of that gets more engagement. And then what you'll see is you won't get much engagement on your business posts, like come to my webinar kind of thing. And there's a way that you write those posts that you can get better engagement. And that's using some personal info and some stories and that sort of thing. But then what you'll start to see happen is you'll get some messages through, or you'll get people saying things on your lives like, oh, you mentioned that such and such a thing. You mentioned your mentoring, or you mentioned a strategy session, or Chantal, you mentioned that you do Facebook for people, or you've got a workshop or whatever. What was that again? And so if you're in a live conversation, you can just casually start to explain it, or you can say, oh, you know what, I'm going to send you a message on that. Or if you get a message in, then you respond quickly. And that's what you'll start to see happen if you start to put out content that follows the 100% rule of content formula. 30% business, 30% lifestyle, 30% promo and sales. Do not be afraid to put this stuff out there. If you are having a sale, have a look at what other people are doing. Like, you have follow your favorite brands. What did they all do at the end of the financial year? They all had 50% off, 70% off sales, and you saw it. And did you buy stuff? Probably. I did. My favorite had sales, right? So if you've got something coming up, it's the way that you promote it. So you don't want to always be going out with promo stuff, sales stuff, because you'll annoy people. So you go at it, you do a business post, you do a personal post, you do a promo post, and then the last 10% that makes up the 100% rule of content is whatever the heck you like. So this might be just a beautiful quote, and I call it the WPHYW, whatever the heck you like, whatever the heck you want, whatever the heck you want posts. And this could be just, some curated content. You love this skincare, so you're going to put it out there. It might be, a beautiful quote that you've seen. It might be a podcast that you're listening to. It could be just a beautiful view shot, And then, as Chantal said, you have to have a look at what's working. So I know anytime I put out a selfie or a photo of me and my husband, that's where we get all the engagement. So if I'm smart about my content, I put out a selfie or a beautiful photo of me and my husband, Raph, with some sort of promo post, I would put out that with a personal story leading into, we're going traveling, I've got my content business set up. If you guys need help with content, just let me know or download this free thing.
That's
so
awesome.
you
Awesome.
create it that's not salesy as such, but in doing that, you get the sales from it.
And it's got a structure again. I like that. And I think a lot of people do, because it creates some focus again, doesn't it? It's saying, have I put too much of that out this week or today even? Do I need to now switch it and put a bit of that out? You know, it's kind of having a strategy again.
Yeah, you can just go through your posts. So if you're going to focus on Facebook, then you just go through and have a look. What did I put out? Oh, God, I put out the last 3 times sale content.
Yeah.
Try to put out a nice, beautiful selfie of me and my husband doing, out on a picnic or whatever.
Can I just
the
say
unfortunate
that?
thing is,
Yeah.
there's quite a few people who don't want to put themselves out there. Most people who come to me are completely scared or nervous about putting out their own content, putting out themselves, and they just want to keep it about their business. And I always say to them, your personal profile is about you, the person, but your business is part of what you do. And your business page is about your business, but you are part of the business. So I always say to them, you've got to have a good balance between the two. And the other thing that Elizabeth said, which is so good, is that, when you're putting out your offers and your sales offers and that, at the end of the day, it's not really selling if you're servicing someone and solving someone's problem. So if you are actually solving someone's problem, you're servicing them, and that's a gift to them, which you're allowed to receive money for. So it's okay. It's absolutely okay. But the relationship is built through those connections, through having those connections and being vulnerable with people and inviting them into your life. But there are many people who don't want to do that. And this is why I like to teach them how they can actually, many people just don't know their privacy settings on Facebook. So the first thing I do when I do personal branding is, how can you set up your privacy settings so that you can still post, have a semi-private profile. If you understand them and you're familiar with them, you'll be a little bit more confident in sharing a bit more of your stuff.
Yeah, that's right. And just another thing on there, where because when you introduced Chantal, you introduced your strategy, your method. Was the last one was about being professional, right? Does that contradict putting stuff out about yourself, too much personal stuff about yourself?
Oh, yeah, I love what Elizabeth said, is that, there's kind of like a formula to it. So many people are doing too much salesy stuff and not enough about themselves. Some are doing too much about themselves and what they're eating and what they're drinking, and and then they're not actually putting anything about their business. And then, and people say to me, I don't want to sell to my friends. And they've got like a friends list of 2,000 people or up to 5,000 people on their friends list, people who already know, like, and trust them. And they go, I want to hold a retreat, but I want to find people worldwide to come to it. And I'm like, well, why aren't you already talking to the people who already know, like, and trust you? People that you've already worked with, that have already had connection with you and already know you. Why are you trying to... I only focus on actually the Gold Coast, and yet yesterday I had a call with someone from Mississippi. So, and I only focus on the Gold Coast, but you always catch everyone anyway. But that's how I start. Start with who you already know and build those relationships and expand on those relationships.
For sure. Yes.
And can I just add something in there as well?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm loving this. I'm learning so much. Thank you. The thing is, what I always do is, if your target market or your business besties, as I call them, if they want to see what you're having for breakfast and they want to share what they're having for breakfast, they will let you know. And then that becomes part of your strategy. Every morning in a story, you may share your breakfast. And while people go, oh, why would you want to do that? It's actually that whole relationship connection thing again. It's got nothing to do with the breakfast. It's actually got everything to do with the connection of, oh my gosh, Liz and Chantal, we're the same because we eat avocado on toast. We've got one little tip there that makes you, more better in their eyes kind of thing. Just another little social proof that we're all the same, that we're all normal, that even like the big people that we follow, all have the same issues, or the same likes or the same needs or whatever, and it's just a matter of working out what your beautiful business besties want from you and give them more. As in, I know that mine love it when I share pictures of me and my husband. So
and it goes back to what you both said. Sorry, I think I cut you off there, Liz. It's a bit of a delay. I was just saying, I think it goes back to that idea that you review what you put out there, because if you don't know what's working out there, how can you possibly know what more people want to see from you? You know, that's so crucial, isn't it?
My partner and I, we do a date day on a Wednesday, and I'll have people messaging me on a Wednesday evening and going, "You haven't posted a date day post on a Wednesday." And we did that in the first years of our relationship, and it's changed now because we've changed our date day. And he got a bit over it. He was like, "This is too much." Oh, it's so cute. I love watching it.
Yeah, yes. People do get used to it and follow it and want more of it, don't they?
Yeah.
And I love
Sometimes,
it.
yeah, sorry, there is a little
Go ahead,
delay.
Liz.
Sorry
Yeah.
about that. Sometimes I also get asked about, if they don't, Chantal, you brought it up before, if they don't want to put themselves out there, and they don't want to share photos of their kids, that's totally okay. Just find something, even if it's your dog. People love dogs.
Yep, love
photos
dogs.
of cat. People love cats. That, there's the cat, the dog, the whole scenario there that you can share. People love, the beach. People love beautiful views. So, even if you can share, find something that's personal that doesn't, if you're not the sort of person that wants to do selfies and family photos and all of that out there, that's okay. You just share what you feel comfortable with until your business besties start asking you for more. And then you'll start to put out a little bit more and a little bit more. And then you'll be out there doing lives and, you're showing everyone around your house and all of that before you know it.
Hey, could get
Elizabeth,
pretty creative.
I feel like when they're really stuck with content, the best thing to really do is just to share their stories. Because the stories are the best place to start. If you can start talking about, your why you got into business, what it is that you, how you came up with your business name, your business backstory, all these things that if you just start with that, they're the things that bring connection. They're the things that help people connect with you, identify with you, start to see you as the expert in that. And no one else has your story. Only you have your story. So sharing your story is the best place to start when it comes to, organic Facebook marketing or even content creation.
Yeah, all of it. If you notice ads, you'll see ads now, they're sharing stories. You see the from broke to billionaire story. You'll see the rags to riches. You see the, I was struggling with this thing in my business and now I'm not. You see all of that. Yeah. And so you're right. You're sharing the stories. If you don't know anything else to share, just share. How did you start? How did you get started? How did you get a full-time job? How did you get your very first client? How did you get that client? So just start to think about some of those things. Just this morning, I was editing a piece of work for one of our clients, and I said, okay, this is great. All the socials are great, but I want to see some more stories in there. Like start to, she's a mum. So, and I said to her, your business besties' mums, if they're mums and they're in the corporate world like you were, start to share out, like, how did you live that mum life and the corporate life or the business life? Like, how do you fit everything in? I know that you do work early in the morning. I know that you do work late at night and you have that whole day with your kids. Like, people will be interested to know that, because on social, it just looks like she's fitting it all in. But how the hell is she fitting it all in?
Yeah, we want to know. We want to know how it's done, don't we?
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. Oh, ladies, this is awesome stuff. And it all costs nothing, right? To put it out there and to share yourself, stand out and, let people in, right? Let people into who you are. So how can people find you, Liz, if they want more of what you've got? How can they get hold of you?
We're very Googleable, so if you just type in Liz Campbell, we'll come up with all the socials. But you can find me at ecwritingservices.com. That's my website. All my socials are on there. And there's a free writing pack on there as well, ecwritingservices.com/free writing pack.
That's awesome. And Chantal, where do we find you? Where do people find you if they want some business?
On Facebook, Chantal Girardi on Facebook. Chantal Girardi Facebook Strategist is my page, and my website is chantalgirardi.com.au. But again, if you put it at Facebook Strategist into Google, I'll come up. And on my website, I have heaps of free training videos. There's free ebooks, there's podcasts, live interviews, all on how to generate free leads, organic Facebook marketing, how to outsmart the algorithm, content ideas. You can subscribe and receive monthly content templates. And yes, and they can book a free call as well. Happy to have a free call, have a look at their Facebook and give them some feedback.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies. Thanks for joining us today. It's been awesome. I'm going to put this out on the everywhere I can after the show today to let people in, because it's important to get out there and do things on there on Facebook for your business. So have a great day, guys. Look forward to seeing you again soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.